Welcome to Conjuring Conjunctions, a magical grammar adventure brought to you by Polymath Overseas Education, where learning comes to life. Created and presented by Varsha Gulwani, your guide through the land of language spells and sentence magic. Today, we're unlocking the power of four tiny but mighty words: when, if, because, and although. Get ready to mix and match ideas, stretch your sentences, and conjure up some serious sentence magic. Let the learning begin. Abracadabra, and away we go. In today's lesson, you'll learn how to create longer, more interesting sentences using conjunctions. We'll focus on when, if, because, and although, and understand the difference between them and how to use each one correctly. By the end of this lesson, you'll be building brilliant sentences with confidence. Let's look at these sentences closely. First, we have four short sentences. Dark clouds gathered overhead. Raindrops started to fall. I went out to the garden. I picked some herbs. Now listen to the second version. Although raindrops started to fall when dark clouds were gathering overhead, I still went out to the garden to pick some herbs. What do you notice? Which version sounds smoother and more connected? That's the power of conjunctions. They help us join ideas together so our writing flows better and makes more sense. Let's learn how to use them to make our own sentences stronger. Let's look at the sentence. If the right ingredients are added, the potion will glow brightly. Can you spot the conjunction? Yes, it's the word if. It connects two parts of the sentence: the condition, if the right ingredients are added, and the result, the potion will glow brightly. That's what if does. It shows us that one thing depends on another. A conjunction is a word we use in the middle or at the beginning of a sentence to connect words, phrases, or even whole ideas. It's like a magical bridge that brings sentences together. Listen to this. The potion contains many herbs, so it will be potent. The word so is a conjunction. It links the reason to the result. Today, we're shining the spotlight on four powerful conjunctions: when, if, because, and although. These are tiny but mighty words. They don't just hold phrases together. They help us build longer, more interesting, and more detailed sentences. But here's the big question. Do you know how to use them? Let's find out together. Let's explore the magic four conjunctions, tiny words that make our sentences stronger and smarter. When the sun sets, the sky turns orange and pink. We use when to connect a specific time or situation to what happens next. If you finish your homework now, you can sleep earlier. If shows a condition, something that might happen depending on something else, because she smiled because her husband gave her a colourful bouquet, because gives us a reason. It tells us why something happened. Although it was too sweet, they still ate all the brownies that I baked. Although connects two ideas that contrast, something surprising or unexpected. These four conjunctions may be small, but they add big power to your writing. Let's read together. In a land of dreams where wishes come alive, when the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. A unicorn dances in a forest so bright, if you believe, it will come into sight. Because it is time, the fairies will sing, sprinkling joy and laughter. It's a wonderful thing. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Adventure awaits under the enchanted sky. Did you spot the magic words, our conjunctions? When, if, because, although, all helping ideas flow beautifully. In a land of dreams where wishes come alive, When the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. A unicorn dances in a forest so bright if you believe it will come into sight. Because it is time, the fairies will sing, sprinkling joy and laughter. It's a wonderful thing. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Adventure awaits under the enchanted sky. Let's take a closer look at the word when in our poem. When the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. This line uses when to connect a specific time, the stars twinkling, to what happens at that time, magic starting to thrive. Basic usage. When is used to link a specific time or circumstance to a result. Explanation. In this poem, when shows us that the stars twinkling and the magic beginning to work happen at the same moment. It's like a signal. When something happens, something else follows. Now, can you think of your own sentence using when? In a land of dreams where wishes come alive, when the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. A unicorn dances in a forest so bright if you believe it will come into sight. Because it is time, the fairies will sing, sprinkling joy and laughter. It's a wonderful thing. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Adventure awaits under the enchanted sky. Now, let's talk about the magical word if from our poem. If you believe, it will come into sight. This line uses if to show a condition, something that must happen first before something else can happen. Basic usage. If is used to express a condition or a possibility. Enhancement. If you believe suggests that believing is the key to seeing the unicorn. It adds a sense of wonder and a choice. It might happen if you truly believe. Can you try making your own magical sentence using if? In a land of dreams where wishes come alive, when the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. A unicorn dances in a forest so bright, if you believe, it will come into sight. Because it is time, the fairies will sing, sprinkling joy and laughter. It's a wonderful thing. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Adventure awaits under the enchanted sky. Let's discuss because it is time, the fairies will sing. Basic usage. Because is used to provide a reason or cause for something. Example, because it is time, the fairies will sing. Enhancement. In our poem, because it is time tells us why the fairies sing. They have a special time just for singing. This conjunction helps us understand the cause behind the magical moment. Now you try. Can you write your own sentence using because to explain why something happens? In a land of dreams where wishes come alive, when the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. A unicorn dances in a forest so bright, if you believe, it will come into sight. Because it is time, the fairies will sing, sprinkling joy and laughter. It's a wonderful thing. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Adventure awaits under the enchanted sky. Let's discuss. Although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Basic usage. Although is used to link two contrasting situations, things that seem opposite or surprising together. Example, although the night is dark, the moon shines high. Enhancement. In this sentence, the night is dark contrasts with the brightness of the moon. It creates a sense of surprise or contrast. Even though the night is supposed to be dark and gloomy, the shining moon changes how it feels. Can you think of your own sentence using although to show a contrast between two ideas? Conjunction quiz. Read the following sentences carefully and choose the appropriate conjunctions to complete them. Options: when, if, because, although. All right, young conjurers, it's time to test your magical grammar skills. Read the sentence carefully and choose the best conjunction to complete the blank. Look at the options in the magic boxes below. Question 1. Dash the air is not still enough to light the magic candle, the hidden portal will not appear. Your options are when, if, because. Although. Take a moment to think what word fits best to show a condition, something that must happen first for the portal to appear. Make your choice, and let's reveal the answer soon. Well done, everyone. It's time to reveal the answers and see how well you conjured up your conjunctions. Let's go over them together, one magical sentence at a time. Question 1. If the air is not still enough to light the magic candle, the hidden portal will not appear. The correct answer is if explanation. We use if to show a condition. The portal only appears if the air is perfectly still. It's a magical requirement. That was just the first step in mastering the magic of conjunctions. Keep going, and you'll be speaking in enchanted sentences in no time. Time for the next magical question. Let's read the sentence and try to find the right conjunction to complete it. Question 2. Dash, there were many stars in the sky. The moon was nowhere to be found. Now look at your 4 options. When, if, because, although. Take a moment to think. This sentence shows a bit of a contrast, doesn't it? There were many stars, and yet the moon was missing. Which word shows contrast between 2 ideas? Let's check your answer for question 2. Here's the sentence. Dash, there were many stars in the sky. The moon was nowhere to be found. Now let's look at the options one more time. When, if, because, although. And the correct answer is although. Let's read the completed sentence together. Although there were many stars in the sky, the moon was nowhere to be found. Why is this correct? We use although to show a contrast. In this case, you might expect the moon to be visible if there are many stars, but surprisingly, it wasn't. That unexpected twist is why we use although. Well done if you picked the right one. Let's keep the magic going with the next question. Let's stir up another magical sentence. It's time for question 3, so get ready to choose the correct conjunction. Question 3. The potion started smelling bad. The wizard added the wrong herb. Now look at your choices. When, if, because, although. What are we really saying here? The potion smelled bad. But why? What caused it? Take a moment to think. Which conjunction gives a reason? It's time to reveal the answer for question 3. Let's look at the sentence. The potion started smelling bad. The wizard added the wrong herb. And here were your magical choices. When, if, because, although. The correct answer is C, because. Let's read the full sentence. The potion started smelling bad because the wizard added the wrong herb. Explanation. We use because to show the reason something happened. Here, the bad smell is explained. It happened because the wizard used the wrong herb. Let's look at the other choices. When talks about time, but the sentence isn't about when it happened. If is for conditions, but this already happened. Although is for contrast, but there's no contrast here, just cause and effect. So, because is the best magical match. Great job if you got it right. All right, conjurers of grammar, let's unlock the mystery of question 4. Here's your sentence. The magical gate opens only the golden key is turned 5 times. Now look at your magical options. Although, when, if, because, take a moment, think carefully. This sentence tells us a condition, something that must happen before the magical gate opens. Which word tells us that this must happen for that to happen? Time to reveal the answer for question 4. Here's the sentence. The magical gate opens, only dash the golden key is turned 5 times. And your options were although, when, if, because. The correct answer is B, when, let's say, the full sentence together. The magical gate opens only when the golden key is turned 5 times. Why is when correct? We use when to talk about a specific time or event that causes something to happen. Here, the magical gate opens at the time the key is turned 5 times. It's not a possibility or a reason, it's a moment that triggers the action. So remember, use when to connect actions to a specific moment or event. In this case, the gate opens exactly when the right number of turns is made. Great job if you got it right. Onward to more enchanted grammar. Let's wrap up our magical journey through conjunctions. Remember, these tiny but mighty words help us connect ideas and create powerful, meaningful sentences. Here are the fantastic 4 you've learned today. When, used to link a specific time or situation to a result. Example, when the stars twinkle, magic begins to thrive. If, used to express a condition or possibility. Example, if you believe it will come into sight. Because, used to provide a reason or cause. Example, the potion started smelling bad because the wizard added the wrong herb. Although, used to link 2 contrasting situations. Example, although the night is dark, the moon shines high. So next time you write, remember these magical conjunctions to make your sentences more exciting, connected, and clear. You're now officially a conjunction conjurer. All right, young wizards and word weavers, let's brew a poem. It's time to mix a little imagination with the magic of conjunctions. Your task is to write a short poem using these 4 powerful words. When, if, because, although these conjunctions will help you connect your ideas and create rhythm, meaning, and a bit of sparkle in your writing. Here's a little inspiration to get your cauldron bubbling. Example, when the moonlight hits the silver stream, a whisper floats like a distant dream. If you follow the path through the glimmering trees, you might hear the secrets carried on the breeze. Because the forest is alive with lore, you'll find magic you've never seen before. Although the shadows may give you a fright, a brave heart will guide you through the night. Now it's your turn. Use all 4 conjunctions to connect your ideas. Let your imagination run wild, and don't forget to have fun with it. Ready, set, let's brew! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. This is Varsha Gulwani, your language trainer, signing off for now. For more information or to get in touch, feel free to contact me. I'd love to hear from you. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, stay magical with your words.